film opens deep within a massive, ancient forest in Ireland. The camera follows a man sprinting through the trees in absolute panic, his breath ragged, his movements frantic. He passes a weathered marker carved with chilling words, "Point of no return." Desperate, he scrambles up a nearby tree, glancing over his shoulder at something unseen but clearly close. A branch snaps beneath him. He crashes to the forest floor. The woods fall unnaturally silent, until a low, animalistic growl breaks through the stillness. The man is dragged screaming into the darkness, vanishing without a trace. The story then cuts to a quiet pet store where we meet Mina, a withdrawn young woman killing time by sketching in her art book. Her coworker asks her to take on a last-minute delivery, transporting a rare golden conure to a zoo nearly a day's drive away. Though hesitant, Mina agrees, unknowingly setting herself on a path she will never forget. Before leaving, Mina stops by her apartment. She prepares to go out for the night, putting on a wig and lying about her life, revealing her deep discomfort with who she really is. The next morning, she begins her journey, leaving the city behind as the scenery transforms into rolling countryside and dense forest. At a gas station, she listens to voicemails that reveal strained tension with her twin sister, Lucy. As Mina pulls away, the camera lingers on a disturbing board of missing person posters, all from the same area she's heading into. As Mina drives deeper into the forest, the road seems endless. Her radio glitches, displaying strange symbols. Then, without warning, her car dies completely. Stepping outside, she notices another familiar sign: Point of no return. Unable to fix the vehicle, she takes the bird and begins walking, assuming help must be nearby. Almost immediately, she feels something is wrong. Turning back, she finds the car gone. The road has vanished. The forest now looks identical in every direction. Panic sets in. She begins speaking to the bird just to ground herself. Suddenly, the forest reacts. Birds scatter. The ground trembles. A monstrous growl echoes through the trees. Mina sees a woman sprint past her and instinctively follows. The stranger leads her to a strange concrete building hidden in the woods. Mina hesitates, then chooses safety over curiosity and goes inside. Inside, she meets Madeline, Sierra, and Daniel. They call the structure the Coop. Without explanation, Mina is given strict instructions and told to stand in front of a large two-way mirror. She learns that creatures known as the Watchers observe them from outside. They never enter. They only watch. And they only appear at night. When Mina steps forward, she hears movement beyond the mirror, followed by applause. The others explain the Watchers are welcoming her. The camera pulls back, revealing the Coop isolated in the heart of the forest, completely surrounded. At dawn, the mirror turns transparent, allowing them to see outside. Mina immediately decides she will walk out of the forest. But as she travels, hallucinations begin. Fragments of her past, unresolved guilt, and trauma. She reaches a high lookout and realizes there is no escape. The forest encircles everything. Madeline finds her and explains the markers. Each point of no return forms a perfect ring around the Coop, exactly half a day's walk away. Anyone who crosses them risks being trapped outside after dark. They were placed by someone they call the Professor. Back at the Coop, Daniel performs routines to entertain the Watchers, while Sierra dances to opera music, clearly favored by the creatures. Mina watches an old VHS tape titled Lair of Love, noticing initials RK, another trace of the Professor. During a foraging trip, Sierra confesses she arrived with her husband John, who left 6 days earlier to find help and never returned. She also shows Mina massive burrows leading underground, believed to be where the Watchers emerge at night. That evening, Madeline lays out the rules. Never turn your back to the mirror. Never open the door after dark. Never approach the burrows. Always stay in the light. The group chants them obsessively. Curiosity gets the better of Mina. She taps on the mirror. The watchers respond violently, slamming and growling from the other side. The next day, Mina follows Daniel during his hunting routine. More hallucinations plague her. Doubting Madeline's version of events, Mina convinces Daniel to help her uncover the truth. Together, they descend into a burrow. At the bottom, Mina finds relics from multiple eras: bikes, tools, cameras. She sends items up the rope, but before escaping, she finally sees the Watchers. They are horrifying, humanoid, twisted, mutilated, watching her. They return to the coop and secretly use the camcorder as a surveillance feed. That night, someone knocks on the door. He claims to be John. Sierra begs to let him in. Madeline refuses. When asked personal questions, the man can't answer. As they try to see his face, he's dragged away screaming. The Watchers attack the coop in fury, cracking the mirror. The next morning, Madeline gives back all the contraband. A flashback reveals Mina's trauma. As a child, she caused a car crash that killed her mother and scarred her sister. Winter arrives. Tensions rise. Sierra becomes unstable and nearly throws herself into a burrow, believing she failed her husband. Daniel snaps and ties Madeline up, convinced she's lying. When night falls, Mina and Madeline are locked outside by Daniel. For the first time, they see the Watchers fully. Dozens of them, crawling and standing, hunting. They barely survive and persuade Daniel to let them back inside. Madeline finally confesses the truth. The Watchers are changelings, fey creatures that observe humans to imitate them. The Watchers return, mimicking the group's voices. As the coop is breached, Daniel finds a hidden hatch leading underground. Below lies a bunker filled with notes and tapes belonging to Professor Rory Kilmartin. His logs reveal he built the coop to study the Fae, sacrificing workers nightly. He documents a special changeling, one he grows attached to. On day 300, he ends both their lives, leaving behind a final message. A boat beyond marker 134 is their only escape, and to destroy his research back at the university. The group decides they will leave at first light. Knowing it may be their last night alive, they allow themselves one final moment of peace inside the bunker. Music plays softly, laughter breaks through the tension, and for the first time since entering the forest, they almost feel human again. It's brief, fragile, and heavy with unspoken fear, but it's enough to remind them what they're fighting to return to. When morning comes, they climb back up through the hidden hatch, only to find the coop completely destroyed. The structure that once protected them is torn apart, its mirrors shattered, its walls ripped open. Whatever the Watchers are, they know the humans are trying to escape, and they've responded with force. With no shelter and no choice, the group begins moving immediately. Mina releases the golden conure, watching as it instinctively flies toward the river. They follow it, trusting that the bird knows the way out better than any map. As they travel deeper into the forest, Madeline begins to explain the truth behind the Watchers. Long ago, the Fae were worshipped as gods. Their magic was vast, their forms beautiful, and their influence absolute. But humanity grew afraid. What was once revered became feared, and eventually hunted. The Fae were driven underground, sealed away in darkness. Over time, they clawed their way back to the surface, but they emerged broken. Their magic was gone. All that remained was imitation, the ability to observe humans, copy them, and wear their identities like masks. As the sun begins to set, panic sets in. The group hasn't reached the river yet. Shadows stretch unnaturally between the trees, and distant screams echo through the woods. The watchers are coming. Their movements are fast, erratic, no longer content with watching. The chase becomes frantic. Branches whip past, breaths grow shallow, and exhaustion takes over. Then, finally, they see it. The river. And just beyond it, the boat. Relief floods through the group. They run for the water, laughing and crying at the same time. Freedom is only seconds away. Then someone calls out to Daniel. It's John. Daniel stops. He turns, disbelief washing over his face. The others scream for Daniel to keep running, but hope is cruel. Daniel moves toward him. It happens in an instant. John's expression twists. His body moves wrong, too fast, too sharp. The illusion drops, and Daniel realizes the truth far too late. The changeling make Daniel just another victim of the forest. From the boat, they see them. Dozens of watchers emerging from the trees, all wearing Daniel's face. The forest finally releases its grip. Back in civilization, Mina tries to move on, but the forest hasn't let go of her. She follows the professor's final instructions and visits the university where Rory Kilmartin once taught. Inside his office, she finds the truth hidden in plain sight. Madeline was his wife. She died years ago, and the professor couldn't let go. His research reveals that he used a changeling to recreate her. He studied it, protected it, loved it. And in doing so, he gave the creature knowledge, freedom, and identity beyond the others. Mina rushes to Sierra's house to warn her. But something is wrong. The house is silent, too still. Sierra's behavior is off, subtle but unmistakable. Then the real Sierra arrives, and the illusion collapses. The changeling attacks, revealing itself at last. It speaks with rage, blaming humanity for centuries of suffering, imprisonment, and fear. Madeline appears. She admits the truth. She is different. A daywalker. Rejected by the other changelings for her ability to walk in sunlight, for her restraint, for her empathy. She protected the group, but she will not be betrayed again. She turns on Mina. Cornered and desperate, Mina finally speaks the truth she's been hiding, not just from Madeline, but from herself. She is a halfling, part fae, part human. That is why she could leave the forest, why she survived, why the Watchers never fully claimed her. Madeline sees it, feels it, and in that moment, something ancient awakens. Her wings return, not monstrous, but radiant. She spares Mina and flies into the night, searching for others like her. The cycle is broken. The film ends quietly. Mina reconciles with her sister, finally confronting her guilt and grief. Life moves forward, but not untouched. Across the street, a young girl watches, and for just a moment, she smiles.